Welcome to WRTR Real Talk Radio. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests.
And do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organizations or institutions. This podcast is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered legal, financial, or professional advice.
While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, we make no representations or warranties of any kind, express or implied, about the completeness, accuracy, reliability, or availability with respect to the podcast or the information, products, services, or related graphics contained in the podcast.
Any reliance you place on such information is strictly at your own risk. In no event will we be liable for any loss or damage, including, without limitation, indirect or consequential loss or damage, or any loss or damage whatsoever arising from loss of data or profits arising out of or in connection with the use of this podcast.
By listening to WRTR Real Talk Radio, you acknowledge that you understand this disclaimer and agree to its terms. Enjoy the show.
WRTR Real Talk Radio. Featured guest DJs, original shows, music news, the hottest DJs from around the world.
Your hair is blonde.
Yep.
Work. Looking nice.
Thank you. I did it myself.
What is the occasion?
I was bored.
Oh.
I was bored. I wanted some color. It's about to be summertime. I'm trying to be summertime fine, you know? So
I hear you.
I said a little bit of blonde ain't gonna hurt nobody. We have more fun anyway.
So let's start this podcast. See, I'll be trying to stay up with the news, but this ain't your grandma and them news, nor is it their news cycle. This news be changing and evolving quicker than Pokemon. Like it's like you get a story, and before you've even had an opportunity to really unpack it, something else more ridiculous has shown up.
Wow.
So we're doing our best to unpack the latest and greatest with y'all in yet another week of WRTR Real Talk Radio. Thanks for joining our black asses again. I'm Lyric Bravado's bald-headed friend.
And I'm Marcus Smoot's blonde and black friend. Hey, y'all.
That is a nice mix. I don't think I've ever seen you with your hair like that in person. That would be very nice to see. And the outfit you make it work with?
Oh, yeah. I don't, yeah. Outfits is coming. Fits is coming. Mm-hmm.
I did get to see you in person though last week.
Yes, it was so fun.
It was. I got to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to go outside more.
Yeah, we finna start going outside.
We have to, because that shit was fun, and just the memories and the shit. I know why people forget so many things now. It's because life be lifing, and you don't always just have those moments to sit down with people that you roll with and reflect. So
yeah,
I appreciate that time with you, friend.
Me too. I want to take a weekend trip though. We gotta go to New Orleans.
New Orleans?
Yes.
What they doing down there?
I just want to eat. They got boudin and I want it. And it's expensive to order on Amazon, so I might as well go and get it and bring it back.
What's your mood been like all week?
My mood has been relief.
Okay.
A sense of relief.
Is this educationally?
No.
Oh, okay.
Financially.
Okay.
Monetarily. Yeah, sense of relief. I'm good. I feel better about a lot of things. And I'm glad that, the stuff that I was, that I can't talk about because I didn't sign some shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. It is over, and I can move on with my life and flourish and be outside.
Yeah.
I'm traveling like a motherfucker. Yes.
Calm down. Planes still falling out the sky, girl. I need you here.
I'm gonna say a few prayers to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and He's gonna cover that entire plane, and I'm gonna be A-okay.
Okay.
Shit. I'm more worried about the maniac who almost hit me with his damn car today. These people be driving like bats out of hell. I ain't gonna lie.
I feel you. They do, and it's about to get worse because it's Cinco de Mayo weekend. So,
oh my god.
Listen, this has been for me, I guess, another reflective week. And I started paying more attention to the kind of media that I take in.
Yeah.
It was actually Bonnie. Shout outs to my friend Bonnie that started dissecting songs and shit. And she was like,
yes.
What the fuck are we listening to? So she had me cracking up. She was, again, I went out this week. So she had me cracking up. She was like, Joe really said, I'll make your body cream with my sex machine. I won't stop until I hear your mother scream.
Whew. We were singing it loud and proud too. Like, we gave zero fucks about who heard us. When that song came out, yeah. What do you talk about?
Yeah, and then I'm sitting here, at work. I'll be, all day, every day. I'm in my headphones at work. So, song comes across, and follow me on this one, all right? Ooh, 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 ooh. Balloons are deflated. Guess they look lifeless like me. We miss you on your side of the bed.
Who the
Still got your things here, and they stare at me like souvenirs. Don't want to let you out my head. Somebody's singing right now. Just like the day that I met you, the day I thought forever, said that you love me, but that'll last for never. It's cold outside, like when you walked out my life. Why you walk out my life? I get like this every time. On these days, I feel like you need me. Heartbreak anniversary. Because I remember every time. On these days, you feel like you and me. Heartbreak anniversary. Do you ever think of me?
I don't know who the fuck.
You don't know Heartbreak anniversary?
No. Who sang that?
You know Giveon, right? Heartbreak anniversary.
I've never heard that song a day in my life. I'm sorry.
You have heard the song lyrics.
I have never heard
that song. Okay, you know what? Here, I'm sending you the link. You've heard the song.
No, because you know why?
A
long time I went without a radio in the car too. When you go without, you get used to not hearing stuff. So I really am not up on new stuff unless I'm like searching for it.
I'm listening to these lyrics and then I go and I read them back. I'm like, oh, that's not healthy. We probably shouldn't be watching or listening to that kind of shit. So
that sounds weird. It sounds like a serial killer, but anyway.
Most of them songs did. He's sitting there, Joe sitting there talking about I won't stop until I hear your mama scream. Come on now, really?
Why is your mama there?
Why is she involved? Why is she involved in any of that?
Things we do not question in life is crazy.
What you got as far as who you want to be like when you grow up?
I'm so glad that you asked because I've been waiting to say this all week because I found this last Sunday. All right. So I want to be like Kemisola Barlarenwa. Ooh, she ate me up. I'm so sorry. She is a Nigerian robotics and systems engineer who's developed innovative smart bra designed to detect early signs of breast cancer.
What? Titty checking bras?
Yep. This was inspired by her loss of her mom, who had advanced breast cancer in 2017. And so she established NextWear Technologies, which is Nigeria's pioneering wearable tech startup. And that's what she's doing. Like, it's able to identify potential tumors in just 30 minutes of wear.
Wow.
Which is dope.
That's more than dope. So does it have you seen it?
Yep, there's a picture of it.
So does it connect to your iPhone or something and be like, hey
no,
girl?
It's actual bra.
Okay.
It's an actual, you probably can't see.
I can see a little bit. Yeah, I can. Yep. Okay.
So it looks like that. And you put it on and it tells if there's, why am I touching my titties?
No, but I mean,
it tells if you have tumors in your breast. So
okay, but how does it tell you? I guess does it air shoot you?
The sensors, I guess the sensors, those little metal rings that look like coins, those are like the little sensors, and so everything is connected to a computer, and they're able to detect that. So
okay,
that's cool.
It really is. That sounds dope. So given the current state of affairs and, what the Trump administration isn't even trying to hide anymore, it's kind of important to me now more than ever that we lift up some of our Black leaders and the spaces meant for them.
Mhm.
So that being said, when I grow up, I want to be like Supreme Court Justice Pamela R. Goodwine. Last month, she was formally sworn in as the first Black woman to serve on the Supreme Court of Kentucky, marking a historic milestone in the state's judicial history. In Kentucky, too, for y'all West Virginia friends listening, I know y'all know what I mean. So, the oath was administered by Chief Justice Lawrence B. Van Meter amidst a gathering that included notable figures such as Governor Andy Beshear. Justice Goodwine, whose journey to this esteemed position took 45 years, shared her life story during her, interview, emphasizing resilience and the importance of pursuing one's dream despite adversity. So, again, I say that given what this administration is doing, it's good to see Black people that have been leading for years finally getting put into the positions to where we can get certain things done. We can get things moving, because right now, it's too many of the wrong people in power. And we see that really now more than ever. So it's important just on an individual basis that we do what we can to elevate and get those people into positions that they need to be. Right now, we need leaders. We don't need a bunch of posers. Posers is what got us here. Pretty much. Anyways, I sent you that song. Matter of fact, you know what? If It Were Lyric is up next, and you got an opportunity to listen. You heard this song.
So yesterday, Bernie Sanders held a rally. A May Day rally in Philadelphia. It was a rally for workers, migrant workers, for immigrants, basically anybody who was against the administration and Trump, right? Amongst the thousands of people that were there in protest, thousands of white people, by the way. Thousands of white people, by the way, right? There were about 70 people arrested. Guess what? Majority of those people that were arrested were the few Black people who were out there. Although I have personally stressed time and time again, please do not go out into the roads, don't go in the streets, do not protest, because I have a feeling you will be sought after. Although I have preached this multiple times on my platform, there's still some of us who feel passionately enough and want to go out there. And so they did. And because of that, they were arrested.
And a lot going on behind you.
Yeah, a lot going on, Fred, right now.
Do you think that
things kind of took a little bit of a turn.
This was a coincidence?
Some of the protesters got a warning twice
Who
to
you
vacate so they can open up Broad and Vine. And you can see some are now being put in zip ties and being led away over to a bus that's over there.
Here's another arrest.
What's going on right now?
That's not the same.
Do you have anything to say? No?
Solidarity.
Is it worth it to make a stand like this?
Solidarity forever.
The reporter asked her, was it worth making a stance like this? And her response was solidarity forever. Where are the white allies? Where are they? Why weren't they shielding her? Why did y'all let her get them? Not even just her. Why did y'all let them get arrested so easily? Why wasn't any commotion being made? Where's the solidarity? Where is it? And this is why I don't want any of my people, I don't want anybody who is of color going out there. I don't want you out there. I don't want you out there because we will say solidarity. We will ask for peace. We will ask for union. But then when we expect for it to be returned, crickets. Fucking crickets. And don't tell me, why you gotta make everything about race. That crowd was filled with thousands of white people. Thousands of white people. Yet they managed to find 2 Black women to put in zip ties and to parade in front of the reporters and the cameras. Stop playing in my face.
Maybe not what you should do, but definitely she would. If it were lyric.
No.
You heard that.
I've never heard it. It sounds like AI.
What do you mean it sounds like?
It sounds like AI. It sounds like those videos that people post on Instagram of Patrick and SpongeBob singing all these R&B secular songs, and then they put it to their voice. That's what it sounds like to me. I've never heard this song a day in my life. I don't like it. I'm not here for it. And now that you told me what the lyrics are, I hate it.
Well, this is your segment. If it were lyric, and I'm assuming if it were you, you wouldn't have put that nut shit out.
No, sir. Sorry.
Just saying.
I'm so sorry. I did not like it. But I'm sure, everybody has an audience.
They do.
Me. But I'm back with my segment, If It Were Lyric, where I discuss all you all stories that you send me about relationships, situationship, and friendship advice, and I give my 2 cents about it. If you want to continue to send me these stories, please send them to my email at lyricbravado@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and get started so I can get that song out of my head. All right. Now. Let's see. Do you have one for me, or do you want me to go?
I got you. This one says, okay, where'd it go? Here we go. Let me push that over there. All right. Dear Lyric, hope you're both doing good. I too am a student and not certain where you are with your studies, but girl, I'm almost done. I am studying music and business management myself, and I'm just trying to get some ideas going. I haven't really made any industry contacts other than local folks, and it's hard to figure out where I can jump in and get the best start. My studies are online, so I don't typically feel comfortable telling folks my business, but if it were you, where would you start as a good place to network after graduation? I'm not trying to be the next person whose dreams are shattered behind poor connections. With love, Black Ellie Mae.
Well, hello, Ellie Mae. And since you asked, I am in the middle of what seems to be my sophomore year because I'm in an accelerated program. So it just depends on what your goals in life are. Do you want to work for a company? Do you want to work independently and start your own business? I'm not sure. One thing that we actually started doing for my course this month is we started working on our LinkedIn profiles. I've never had one. I really didn't care to have one. I just did it until, they started teaching us that that's how you can get the majority of your connections these days in not only entertainment, but other industries as well.
Wow.
All of the professionals are on LinkedIn, and my professor showed an example of, when hers started and up until now, and she was gradually able to make a lot of connections on her LinkedIn page. And so it is very important to have some type of professional platform to promote yourself, because even though you don't want to get on there and tell your business, you're going to have to tell something to get somebody interested in working with you, regardless if it's for another company or you want to own your own business. So that's one of the things that I would recommend doing. Start doing a LinkedIn page and then go from there. If you want to start doing the process of building your own website, perhaps, and saying what you offer and putting your experiences, people who you worked with, projects that you've worked on the website, to give somebody a sort of an idea of what it's like to work with you professionally and what you're capable of. That would be my advice to start with.
Okay.
I hope that helped.
No, that was informative because I didn't even think about it. I've had LinkedIn for years, but I guess because I had that job so long, I never updated it myself. So that shit's just been sitting there.
Yeah.
I think I put, this as my profession, but yeah. Wow. Good advice.
Thank you. This next one's a little spicy, so I wanted to save it for last. All right. And it reads, "Hey, look, my name is Daniel, and I need some help. My wife wants an open relationship, and I don't. She sprung this on me about a week ago. She wants us, or rather her, to see other people. I'm going to try to summarize this
All right.
as much as I can. We got married, built a house, made a family, the whole deal. During her first and second pregnancy, I didn't want to have sex because it felt weird after her having a massive birthing injury. We couldn't have sex for almost 2 years. Then we started again, and I still felt the same. Now she has healed, and my sex drive has gone down. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's a neurological diagnosis or something else. I'm very attracted to her, and I want to have sex with her, but something always kills my mojo, and she's tried almost every approach known to me. Now she springs to me that she wants to go outside of our marriage for her sexual needs, and I'm blown away. I can't fathom being with her if she does this. I wouldn't want to touch her if another man touches her as well. To me, it's disgusting. I'm not judging others in open relationships. You do what you do, but that's not something I'm down for. She thinks this is great for us, and she'll get what she needs, and she can still have a loving marriage. The way I see it, we're at a point where I see 3 outcomes: divorce and split our family. I let her do her thing, but I'll be miserable and can never look at her again, or I forbid her from doing this, and she is miserable instead. I'm putting my foot down and asking, how can she do this to our family? She answers with me being controlling and manipulating me for telling her this will put everything in danger, and I have a hard time seeing a future for us if she goes through with this. What should I do? Good Lord, man. Good grief, man. That's a lot of things in one. Ooh. First things first, let's address the situation of how you're feeling about having sex with her. You have to take into consideration the amount of stress that a woman's body goes through during pregnancy and childbirth. Our bodies change tremendously. Not only do our bodies change, our brain changes as well. So things may feel a little different after she's healed, and plus she went through that injury, as you said. But one of the things that you can still do if you're open to it, and she is open to it, is try a sex therapist. The reason why I said that is because not only will they work on your mental, because sex is a mental thing. If your mental's not right, you're not going to be stimulated enough to do the physical act, right? So I would recommend first, before you go do drastic measures and bring in somebody in and she doing her thing, try therapy first. It sounds like y'all been together for a long time. You then started a family, this, that, and the third. I think some things can be fixed with proper therapy, but if you see that therapy is not working for you, then do the extra step. But y'all skipping steps here. You're skipping steps. I would recommend specifically a sex therapist, because you'll get out of your own brain. She'll be able to express herself into why she feels the way that she wants to do whatever she is. She'll be able to hear, your side of things, and you'll have someone in the middle who can mediate and, help you all get through it. If you don't feel comfortable doing it as a couple, try it separately first. At least offer that. Mm-hmm. If you feel as though that's not something that you want to do or she would be open to, then by all means, I would not want to see anybody stay in a miserable place. Just go your separate ways and then learn to co-parent. But if the love is there and you've set the foundation and you feel as though that this is not a major deal breaker for you and you think that you can work through it, try a sex therapist first. First and foremost. And that's really what I would suggest. Honestly, no cheating has been involved. She didn't lie to you about how she felt. She was very open. I would just get somebody else involved to kind of give you all kind of an idea of how to go about things. Mm-hmm. So you both can be happy if you want to stay in this marriage. And that is all that I have for you today. See you guys next week, where I will give you more.
All right, trolling the timeline. Let's go. Up next.
Here are 5 things your boss should never say to you. 1, your boss should never tell you that you should be grateful to have your job. Not only is that language demeaning and dismissive, but it sends a bigger message. You're basically being told that you are not valued in your position and the work that you do is not appreciated. Number 2 is just figure it out. Having independence in your role is important. However, an employee should never be thrown into a situation without guidance and support. Employees should feel comfortable asking their manager for help and be confident that they are going to receive the support needed to succeed. There is nothing worse than an employee that feels unsupported in their role. Number 3, your manager should never tell you that it's not their problem. When an employee raises a legitimate concern to their manager, it is their problem. An effective leader takes responsibility for each of their employees' well-being. Not to mention, issues that concern employees also concern leadership. And if you tell them it's not your problem, you can almost guarantee that it's going to be the problem of your superior, or somehow they're going to report it to HR. Then it's becoming a big problem when it probably didn't have to be. Number 4, a manager should never tell an employee, we've always done it this way. Why? Because innovation is critical to growth. So when you say we've always done it this way, that's a way of telling the employee, well, we're not going to try anything new. That phrase also stifles creativity and diversity of thought. A manager should always consider new approaches, be flexible, be adaptable, be agile, and evolve whenever possible. Once a manager stifles creativity, the team is no longer competitive. And 5, a manager that says, I don't care how you do it, just get it done, should be very careful. Why should they be careful? Because that phrase can be taken 2 different ways. I had a manager say that to me, but they were saying it to give me autonomy over my project. They didn't care how I did it. Do what I wanted to do, just get it done. But if a manager says that to you in a condescending way, with a lack of empathy and dismissing the complexities that you are facing while working on this project, that's a problem. They are dismissing your concerns and being disrespectful. Instead, they should be fostering a culture of trust, collaboration, and supporting you in any way that they can. Hopefully, managers are not using these phrases, but if they are, I hope it's the exception and not the rule.
Time to troll.
On the break, your son, his voice is deep.
Yeah. His birthday is May 9th, next week. He's about to be 17. He's about to graduate next year, and I am screaming on the inside because I'm not ready. My oldest is about to be 22, and baby girl is going to be 14 in October. Like, can chill?
As adults. Wow.
Chill.
Where did this time go? They were supposed to be like little.
Mind you, my daughter's bigger than me. Like, she's a whole like 5'8" or 9, stocky. Like, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. Like, y'all gotta chill. Time's moving way too freaking fast, and I don't like it.
Oh man, I cannot believe that your children are so mature. This is crazy. All right, so let's talk about people that ain't mature. It's time to troll the timeline.
Indeed.
I've got 2 and kind of a half. How many you got?
I got a
It's been a
couple.
big week. Okay. So, okay. I got an update about y'all's nasty ass Uncle Shay Shay. So, according to ESPN, a site that I'm never on because why? But according to ESPN, Shannon Sharp, a pro football Hall of Fame tight end and current ESPN host, said Thursday he would step away from his TV duties after a Nevada woman sued him for sexual assault and battery in a Nevada civil court. He says, quote, "At this juncture, I'm electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties," Sharp said in a statement. He says, quote, "I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason," end quote. He did not write any of this. Somebody wrote this for him. Anyways, ESPN also offered a statement saying, quote, "This is a serious situation, and we agree with Shannon's decision to step away," end quote. based off of what we know about half the niggas on their damn platform, we know they don't give a shit about a nigga hitting a woman. They don't. But this got attention because it was a white woman, and here we sit.
Wow. Let me go ahead and piggyback.
That is, I mean, come on. She was 19 also. So, I mean, It's not without warrant. So, I mean, let's be realistic. But still, if it had been somebody that was black, we wouldn't have cared. But go ahead.
There is now a second victim.
Of course there is, because now he got probably Tony Busby after. Tony Busby suing the hell out of him. It's like, nah, I don't know if it's Tony Busby, but who is that?
I don't know if I believe that one, though.
She looks a little out of Shannon's.
I don't know if I believe that one, though.
Yeah.
But her name is Michelle Bundy Evans, and she opened up in an interview with The Sun about a sexual assault allegation that she made against him in her lawsuit.
I found the word. Haggard. That's what she looked. She looked haggard. So I
think she's a little too aged.
Haggard
as well.
Haggard. She looks haggard. And this is the thing. I feel like they're trying to spin the narrative. You know, it's like, oh, well, no, he got caught up with this little young thing, but typically he likes his women old, ancient, and white. Like,
no, he don't. He's always liked a younger woman.
Exactly.
It's giving money grab. I'm just going to say that, but.
And that's all our opinion, but.
She filed this lawsuit December 2023, alleging that the two got into an explosive fight. She also claimed that he was controlling, he was domineering, and he manhandled her. And when he wanted to have sex, she told him no. I just don't know. That's why it's so frustrating to me, because all of these people, anytime somebody comes out with a lawsuit like this in this nature, it's like the floodgates opens, and it makes it so hard for real fucking victims to come forward and also win their cases, because nobody wants to believe that shit because of shit like this. Y'all got to stop these money grabs, yo, for real, because it's not cool. And you're lying. When you know you're lying,
this was his fault to begin with, and I hate how it's being posed now as some kind of a PR stunt, or kind of like it's being diminished. And again, like I said, ESPN, them niggas don't give a shit about nobody that hits a woman. So it ain't like this ain't like this last time we've heard from him. So
it's crazy.
That's true.
It's crazy because like y'all taking away from the real victims, like who really need that voice for justice. Because you pressed to get a couple $100,000 from a celebrity who you probably never even been in the same room with. Like, come on, y'all gotta stop. It's not cool.
That's not. What about you? What you got?
Besides a white woman who is accusing him, let's talk about Chris Brown for a little while.
Oh, wow. Yikes.
Well, according to his housekeeper, $90 million.
You should have said, speaking of a money grab.
Oh no, this happened because they got pictures. The bitch fucked up. She's fucked up. whatever happened at his house happened like shit. Okay, so the singer's former housekeeper, Maria Avila, is looking to collect $90 million from the singer after allegedly being attacked by his dog. According to her lawyer, Chris Brown witnessed the attack that led to pieces of her motherfucking face being removed and permanently damaged, but failed to provide help or even take her ass to the hospital. In addition, Chris Brown, I'm dead ass serious. In addition, Chris Brown is being accused of getting rid of the dog in order to eliminate pieces of evidence and has failed to honor multiple deposition requests.
Wow, so everybody out here just ignoring the judges, huh? Wow. Oh, wow.
Look at her face.
Oh my God. That's literally pieces of her face.
Yeah, pay that lady. I mean, $90 million is a little, but pay that lady. Pay that lady.
Wow. Oh, poor Maria. Okay.
Maria. Let me shut up because I could do a whole song and it ain't right.
We would have ate this up years ago, though, on this show. You know that? We really would have ate this up. We would have freestyled the hell out of this. Anyway, All right. So I know the Ratchets have been cranking up for that Diddy trial, and TMZ got all the questions that y'all want to know. And I figured we like cherry pick through the ones that we care about for funsies. If you're down, I'm sending you the link. So go ahead and click on that link for me. And let's scroll on over to TMZ. Diddy trial answers to all your questions about the case. Sean Diddy Combs is just a few days away from the standing trial in federal court. We got the answers to all the basic questions you have. Miss Lyric, which ones jump out at you that you didn't know?
Hold on, let me get there.
I'm gonna start. What is Diddy on trial for? Diddy is being tried on 3 charges: 1 count of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion; 1 count of transportation to engage in prostitution; and 1 count of racketeering conspiracy. So, for those of y'all out here still talking about baby oil, it was never that. It's about drugging and raping and sex trafficking motherfuckers. That's what this is about. How can you watch it? Of course, it'll be in the courthouse in Manhattan, and it will be open to the public. And you know, every news outlet that can is going to be all on this. Any jumping out at you, Miss Lear?
What happens if Diddy is convicted? If convicted of racketeering, Diddy could be sentenced to life in prison. Damn!
Baby.
While the other charges carry smaller but still sizable potential prison sentences. Good grief, man. Life.
Who are Diddy's alleged victims in the current case? 4 people are scheduled to testify during the trial. His ex-partner Cassie is the only one of the 4 who isn't testifying anonymously. 2 of the alleged victims will testify using pseudonyms, or the others will simply be called Victim 2. So,
I have my own question: is Shine gonna get his lick back for obviously taking that time to be locked up for some shit he know he ain't fucking do? Because Diddy said it about that shooting in the nightclub. And the lady even said, no, it wasn't him, it was Diddy.
That's true. Another one, is Diddy currently facing civil lawsuits? It says yes. Diddy is being sued by dozens of alleged victims who are accusing him of a variety of crimes. Many of them are represented by attorney Tony Busby. What'd I tell you? Didn't I tell you? All over it. Tony's like, move over. I've got this. Oh God. Okay. So this is like one of those ongoing things. I feel like we've been talking about this for a year. Has it been a year?
Yep.
So it's good to see this finally, like start to get some traction other than the shocker headlines. So anyways, what you got next?
Let me see, because I really didn't care about too much, like talking about.
Okay.
That was the only thing that really grabbed at my attention this week was the mauled lady.
I got you. Okay, so if you want, let's make TMZ the topic of discussion for a second.
Okay.
All right, go on TMZ.com real quick.
Hold on.
Just type in TMZ.com.
Okay, type in TMZ. Okay.
Now, just scroll down and start reading out loud the headlines of white people versus the one versus black people. Just scroll down and read the headline and just start shouting them out at random.
Okay, Fat Joe Mom Marie dead at 77. Oh, I accidentally pressed on it.
Mm-hmm.
President Donald Trump posts AI pic of himself as Pope.
Mm-hmm.
Anna Nicole Smith's daughter, Danielle Lynn, just wore this dress to Kentucky Derby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Find things from black people, because that's mostly white people. And we'll give that first fella you mentioned an honorable. They feel like he's safe, so yeah.
Diddy, meet my defense team. Hope they get me off. I'm sorry.
No.
That's kind of funny. Hold on. This one's wild too, though. Mace, should I go to Diddy's trial?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who this is.
But it's a black face. Go ahead. Keep going.
Floribama Shore star Kirk Meatis dead at 33.
So I wanted you to get down to the one where it says, Lil Meech, where I'm from, everybody needs rehab. I'm going to be talking about this in my segment.
First of all,
go ahead.
I'm not. See, this is why I probably scrolled right by it, because who cares what that motherfucker got to say?
No, I get it. But I'm going to be talking about this in my segment because I sent you that link for this reason. On TMZ, this headline reads, and I'll say it again, Lil Meech, where I'm from, everybody needs rehab. Now, as you click on it, Lyric, and you scroll through, it's an article about his new clothing line. But it's the headlines that often sway how certain conversations go. And I want to poke at that a bit, because coming up in my segment, I'm going to talk about another headline that caught my eye. It kind of pointed me into my latest rant. So, unseasoned behavior up next.
All right.
When I heard about Project 2025 and Donald Trump being a threat, it was also talking to us uniquely as Black people, whether we're talking about police immunity, whether we're talking about defunding, public education, whether we're talking about, raising the price of, healthcare. All those things uniquely impact Black people. So when we're saying we're going to sit this one out, we're going to rest, and we're going to this, that, and the other, it's like, at what point in time do we say it's time to now get into action? You know what I'm saying? When is it now no longer time to rest? And I get that it's going to be different for everybody. I'm not trying to tell nobody when they should rest, when they should act. My question becomes, when do you do it? Is it after all of the Latinos and Afro-Latinos is immigrants saying deported? Is it when half of them deported? Is it when the state education is now teaching our children that we were better off enslaved because at that time we had the family intact? Is it going to be when, trans people have to, carry around their papers and prove their humanity? Is it going to, when does it come time, you feel me, for us to swing into action? Resting is important though. It's not resting for the sake of resting. It's resting to be able to get that clarity, get that strength. In this time that we think uniquely about rest.
Marcus has your glimpse into a world without seasoning.
This about to come off very trolling the timeline-ish, but bear with me because I'm going in a direction. So you said this headline earlier. Anna Nicole Smith, daughter, Danny Lynn, honors mom, wears her iconic gown 21 years later. Why is this a headline? See, this is what I be talking about when I say how we're fed the idea of white supremacy, and then when the shit fails miserably, we too woke and need to be deported. Because why? Miss Pam kids and Miss Pam's grandkids been wearing her shit since 1970, but they ain't doing that shit to be trendy. They're doing that shit because systemically Miss Pam and her kids don't have cameras pointing in her face amplifying her story or bringing more attention to her struggle, because then somebody may actually do something about it. It's the media attention and overall influence we've been saying for years that the media has on us. Every single day, Kendrick's words make more sense to me. He said, turn this TV off, for more than obvious reasons. Far too many of us are glued to the news more than ever. And I'm noticing it because niggas that never talk to me, suddenly, they want to chat. And there's this holding pattern that I've noticed that most of us have right now, waiting for this battle cry, or for Christians, y'all waiting for the sounds of trumpets to rally you, but the revolution simply won't be televised. A lot of people are living off of the news. How about you start making it? It can't be a story until you do it. This resistance, it doesn't play out in a minute-long monologue or a cap-cut scene, a happy pictures. You have to actually do something. And not all of us are going to have a concert that benefits the family struggling the most when these shelves go empty in the next couple of weeks. Some of our jobs are going to be just to knock on the door of the people next door that you may not necessarily like, but them bitches need to eat. And telling them, hey, Miss Francis worked with the food bank and here go her number in case y'all know anybody that need it. It's the movement that isn't televised. We can sit around and wait for these celebrities and politicians to speak up for us. And that's fine. They're supposed to. That's the part people forget. Celebrity means being celebrated. It means that you have a skill, a talent, or a presence that, as a community, we feel needs to be amplified. So you're put on a stage either in the lens of entertainment or in the lens of public service. And you become the voices for what you can. But the revolution is on us. I'll simplify it. The unseasoned behavior is the idea that someone with a larger platform, voice, or reach can make more of an impact than you can. The resolution is knowing that you can have some kind of an impact on fewer people and loved and celebrated even more by doing what you can to make the best impact on the people around you. And I know it sounds Sesame Street, but you know, they're trying to gentrify that shit too. So somebody got to remind us that human beings need to be put first. So I'm going to be that person. That's it. That's all. Waffles up next.
Okay.
So the man was at the county courthouse in Charlottesville, Virginia this week. Charges against him had just been dismissed. A judge had just ruled there was no evidence the man had committed any crime. The man, he's a house painter. He was told that he was free to leave the courthouse. And then this.
Show us a warrant signed by a judge.
Turn him around.
You don't have a warrant.
Sir.
Show us a warrant for his arrest.
We are officers with Homeland Security.
You don't have a warrant signed by a judge.
So what is going on here is that that Trump's immigration agents here are arresting this man at this courthouse in Virginia. This video was obtained by the venerable newspaper in Charlottesville, the Daily Progress. And again, there are no criminal charges pending against this man. The case against him had just been dismissed. He had shown up at the county courthouse as required, and Trump's immigration agents took that opportunity to grab him. The agents who arrested him were not wearing uniforms. One of them was wearing a mask. The lawyer who represented the man they arrested, the lawyer says the agents did not show any form of ID. They did not present an arrest warrant. They did have handcuffs, though, and they handcuffed this guy and put him in the back of an unmarked van. To everybody who saw what was happening, it looked very much like a kidnapping. And that was actually one of two arrests made by plainclothes, masked immigration agents at that same county courthouse in Virginia this week. The lawyer telling the Daily Progress, quote, "It's horrifying for the person being detained this way. It's horrifying for the community members watching it." And you saw that right away. People came out and protested outside the county courthouse in Charlottesville right after immigration agents showed up there to start taking people. This was just an instant pressure point for this community. It was a pretty big turnout, too. Masks plus no ID equals abduction. I mean, it makes sense in terms of how quickly people were willing to literally take to the streets over this, right? Everybody needs to be able to go to court, no matter what your immigration status is. Maybe you're the victim of a crime. Maybe you're a witness in an important case. Maybe you're a defendant. If people are too scared to come to court now because Trump's immigration agents are lying in wait at court to arrest them, then courts will not be able to function fairly or effectively for anyone. Judges are responsible for the safety of everybody who appears before the court for any reason, right? For the safety and security of those people so they can do their lawful business before the court. If Trump's immigration agents are staking out courthouses to grab people, to kidnap people, once they show up to take part in a lawful court proceeding, that stops judges from fulfilling their responsibilities under the law for what happens with their cases and in their courtrooms.
Why do you have roaches?
The why file.
Why do my children hate me?
On WRTR Real Talk Radio.
Why did my vagina burn?
The truth is out there.
Explaining the unexplained. We're answering why to the questions you want to know by taking your skeets over on Blue Sky at WRTR Radio. And I also take your emails over at WRTRradio@gmail.com. Remember, this is the Why Files. The truth is out there. What you got, Miss Lyric?
My why comes from me.
Mm-hmm. What does me want to know?
Me wants to know, why do some of these landscaping companies hire all these unqualified motherfuckers?
Okay,
so yes, the other day I'm at home and they chopping down trees and trimming branches and all of that stuff over here.
Mm-hmm.
and I have my balcony open because it's fucking hot. I don't know what the weather is what's going on with the weather.
It's
86
almost like the
fucking
climate
degrees.
is changing.
Oh my gosh, it's so hot. So I had my the screen closed, but the balcony door open, and I hear all this screaming and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? Something happened. And obviously they don't know what the fuck they doing, because if I had went outside, I could have got crushed by one of those fucking branches. That shit
Are
came
you
crashing
serious?
down. I'm not kidding. One of them big ass branches came crashing down on my patio furniture.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, what the fuck is y'all doing? I'm yelling. I'm not letting them see who it is, of course. But I'm yelling, what the fuck is y'all doing? Y'all fucking my shit up. Like,
what do you mean they fucked your shit up and you the one yelling? What did you mean?
I didn't want them to see me though. So I'm yelling inside the house, but the door with the balcony joint is open, so they can hear me and I can see them, but they can't see me because it's dark. So I'm like, what the fuck is y'all doing? And I see like heads going up. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, you better be sorry. You ain't paying for none of this shit. The fuck? Who gonna come fix this? I'm gonna get blamed for this shit. And I'm taking it out on all y'all ass.
No, definitely. Take them pictures, keep them records, because I know you did. Why?
Because the truth is out there, and baby, I keep a receipt.
This one is Seth from More and More Blue, Pennsylvania wants to know, why are the same people supportive of immigrants being deported with no due process suddenly excited for Cinco de Mayo? I saw that in Holland.
Baby, I don't know. I think it's horrible. I heard what happened to that one guy.
No, it's not just one guy.
I know, but I'm just thinking about the story that I heard this week. I heard about this one guy. He's like in a prison or some shit, and he didn't even do nothing. And they're going back and forth on whether he can get out or not, which I think is fucking bonkers. Like, why you got somebody innocent in jail? You didn't he's not charged with anything. Like, you just got him ready to make him kick rocks to another country. Like, come on now. So they're
that's not the guy.
With the judge about her decision or something currently.
But get this, keep your head on the swivel, because I heard that another executive order was signed. And this is all of me. This is just me. I'm not reading this currently, but this is something that I've heard, that he signed another executive order, which is deputizing private citizens. So that Karen that you may run into at a grocery store, Miss Lyric, she might be deputized to put you down as somebody that needs to be deported. With them snatching niggas up and disappearing bitches, just be careful. Keep your head on the swivel. Why? Because the truth is out there.
Bitch, I'm about to go get me a little thing, because I ain't playing.
That wraps
it up. I ain't got no felonies, so yeah.
None whatsoever. Yeah. And that wraps it up for this week's Y-Files. You know the socials. News Make You Nauseous. Up next.
So first we get Howard Lutnick, who I believe is the Secretary of Commerce, stating that in the new American economy, his vision of it is you work in a factory for life, and then your children work in that factory for life, and then your grandchildren work in that factory for life.
This is the new model, where you work in these kind of plants for the rest of your life, and your kids work here and your grandkids work here.
Which is the erasure of upward mobility. You and the next several generations of your family will hold the same blue-collar cog worker station in life forever, which is what they want, without me going into any more detail about that. Then we get Scott Bessent, the Secretary of the Treasury, stating that in the new spending bill, they are going to allow companies, corporations that decide to manufacture in America to expense all their equipment and manufacturing and building facilities costs.
The other thing that we are looking to add is full expensing for factories. So bring your factory back. You can fully expense the equipment and the building. We will couple that with deregulation, cheap energy, and regulatory certainty.
Which means that they get to write that off and offset that against their tax liability, meaning that they won't be taxed on that income. So we have a government that is effectively allowing companies, corporations to build in America for free at the expense of the taxpayers, and then have us work in those factories for generations.
And now.
Say what?
News to make you nauseous on WRTR Real Talk Radio. Let's go.
These are some of the stories you might not read about in the New York Times, the Washington Post, or the Wall Street Journal. Because, they don't tell these kinds of stories. You want to go first or me?
I can. Mine's sad,
Right.
so hopefully you'll have a better one to end on a better note.
On this segment? Are you new?
You be having sometimes, like, funny ones
something
about
funny.
animals and shit like that. But all right, say what, Milwaukee?
Say what?
A man is accused of intentionally throwing a 1-year-old off a second-story balcony following a tug-of-war dispute over the child with the mother. The baby survived, thank God, with just a few bruises. According to a criminal complaint, 31-year-old Jermaine Ellind threw the child from the balcony of the mother's home after the pair got into an argument. The altercation reportedly began when the mother heard her child crying, and she asked him what happened. The conversation quickly escalated, leaving her fearful for her safety. The mother claims that during the argument, he grabbed a knife and repeatedly told her she was going to die. Moments later, the documents say that he placed his hands around the baby's neck, lifted her into the air, and as the mother attempted to retrieve the child, he intentionally threw the baby over the second-story balcony. He then allegedly re-entered the house and attacked the mother again. When the police arrived, they found the mother with a sprained finger, a laceration on her forehead that required stitches, and her shirt covered in blood.
Oh my God.
Eland reportedly confessed to throwing the child off the balcony, but claimed he did not think he had gone too far. The mother, who was in the residence at the time, reportedly went downstairs to retrieve the child and allegedly told the mother, Eland's mother, the attacker, was there. She went to go get the baby. And she allegedly told the mother that she had instigated the entire incident. So his mom gaslit the mother of the child, saying that she started it. Got it. Okay. Eland was booked into Milwaukee County Jail on charges of substantial battery with a domestic abuse modifier and child abuse. After his court appearance, bail was set at $15,000. If he posts bail, he will be required to wear an electronic monitoring device upon release.
How long is he sentenced to? Or
He didn't say.
And you said he has to wear it.
Yeah, he has. If he gets bond, he has to wear an ankle monitor.
He threw a baby off of the, and he has to wear an ankle monitor. Okay, you know what? That's the perfect segue into this story. All right, say what, Indianapolis, Indiana.
Say what?
See, I deviated from Florida a little bit this week, Miss Lyric. Aren't you proud of me?
Yeah.
Making progress there. According to KKTV, a former Indiana elementary school teacher received her sentence for an incident involving a special needs student being forced to eat his own vomit.
Oh my God.
Sarah Seymour pleaded guilty to neglect of a dependent, which led to prosecutors dropping the charge of failure to make a report. Seymour was sentenced to a year in jail, but she will not spend any additional time behind bars because she is getting credit for time served, and the rest of the sentence was suspended to probation. This sentence stems from an incident that in 2023 where a 7-year-old special needs student threw up in the cafeteria. A fellow school employee said Seymour instructed the child to eat the vomit. All 5 of the staff members present during the incident were either fired or resigned from the school. So this made me nauseous in so very many ways, but what took it over the edge for me was that this white woman only got a year. Like a year. Maybe, I don't know, maybe y'all get off easier because y'all auditioning for longer sentences in hell, but I don't know, because it make sense. A year? You made a baby eat their vomit? A baby with special needs. If you want these and more knowledge, I do too. I mean, I always end this, if you want these and more. Why would you? But if you do, they're over at WRTR Radio. And I'm also over on Blue Sky, bluesky.com /Marcus Smoot. And I'm also on TikTok.
Oh, well.
My bad.
I'm also on TikTok as well.
Are you? You'll never reply to my videos.
Well, I don't be on there like that, but I'm on there. I do have an account.
Yes.
I'm mostly on Instagram because that is just like my baby. I love Instagram. I'm sorry that you don't. Facebook is becoming more of a family thing. I'm only keeping it active because all of my baby's pictures and shit like that is on there.
Right.
But if you guys want to reach out, hit me on my Instagram. I'll holler.
All right, let's get chatty and real talk up next.
We have some big news right now. Donald Trump is now comparing himself to the Pope. He compared himself to the king, and well, now he's comparing himself to the Pope during the time when the world continues to mourn the loss of Pope Francis. But you don't have to believe me. This is on the official Trump Truth Social, him in an AI-generated image of the Pope, reposted by none other than the White House official account, which is where world leaders in other countries go to get information about the United States and the United States' policies. And right now, if you go on the White House's website, you're going to see an AI-generated image of Donald Trump cosplaying as Pope Francis. Now, the timing of this comes as the Vatican will be considering a new pope in the next several days. And as the nation and the world continues to mourn the loss of Pope Francis, Trump compared himself to the king. He's now comparing himself to the Pope. I'll do a full breakdown of all the news you missed on my Substack, link to my bio, so subscribe for free, spread the word, and follow along to stay up to date on all the news that you need to know about. More to come.
Keeping it 100. It's Real Talk on WRTR Real Talk Radio. We keep it real.
For Real Talk this week, I kind of want to go back to the point that I was making at the start of the show where I was discussing the kind of stuff we take in, what we feed our mind. Because lately, y'all be getting out of hand with these memes. And I believe that a lot of us will post or repost some shit before we've actually taken a look at what it is that we're reposting. For example, I saw this meme the other day. I sent it to you, Lyric, but has music playing in the background and all graceful and shit, and it reads, "You can't be in a relationship and still make other people feel like they've got a chance with you." And I said, what? Deciding you have a shot with somebody already in a relationship and decided that you were gaslighted because they were anything other than mean to you is strange. Like, it's just strange. How is this not a diagnosis? Like, what do you mean? What are you showing me? I can't see because of the
It's unavailable. I can't see it, so you're just going to have to go off of.
Not bad. But deciding that you have a shot with somebody already in a relationship and then deciding that you were gaslighted. I need to call this show technical difficulties. Anyways,
I dare you. I'll be weak. Put a whole bunch of caution signs and shit up there.
Right. So if somebody's in a relationship, remove that idea from your head or your presence from that person. Anyways, it started this back and forth with people and folks talking about, that's the truth, man. And people be gaslighting and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to make my point, but for the sake of my argument, is it me? Or does that seem a little crazy, that mentality? Like, you can't be in a relationship and still make other people feel like they got a chance with you? How is somebody making you feel like they have a chance with you? What?
Well...
And I mean, I get, okay, so...
It's possible.
But here's the thing. So if somebody says that they're in a relationship, you already know from jump that they are dealing with somebody else. So if all of a sudden their emotions then shift towards you, like if you that person that decides, I want to be their friend, or I'm still going to deal with this person or whatever, and their emotions or whatever shift, what is it that would make you then feel like you had some kind of an obligation to deal with them afterward, or they have an obligation to deal with you? Like, that's just strange. If people are in a relationship, first off, leave them alone if you are seeking anything other than friendship.
Bruh, I'm say that, but we've lived it. Since when do people give a fuck about you being in a relationship? Let's be clear.
They don't.
It's a good friend, a ride or die, even sometimes them motherfuckers be plotting and shit trying to fuck your man or your girl. Like, for real. People are jealous of what they do not have and cannot have. That's just a fact. A fucking fact. And it seems to me that, and I know you experienced this too, we could be single We've lived this, right? Single, living our best life, doing us, we outside, this, that, and the third. We might even be entertaining or dating a few people or whatever. Nothing too serious though.
Right.
Soon as we get into relationship,
here come the flood.
Here come the DMs.
They have opened.
Here come the calls. Here come the texts.
Dick pics.
It's like people. It's what the fuck is that cat and mouse bullshit people be on? So I do think that.
Okay, because I read this, and just like, people are in the comments and they really going back and forth. I'm sorry you can't see it, but they were sitting there going back and forth talking about, oh, well, nah, this is church. And I'm sitting there commenting like, y'all really, this is how y'all think? I've clearly outpaced this social media or something, because I don't know. I don't, what?
You know what? I've come to realize you can only be responsible for what you're responsible for, and that is yourself. You can't be responsible for how other people react. You can only be responsible for how you react towards them. People got to stop this shit, honestly. And I get what he's trying to say as well, because it's also how you portray yourself, especially on your social media platforms. I went through that too. A whole... And no posts that I'm even there. No pictures, no comments, no nothing. You're giving the appearance that you're available, even though you're not. So I get it. I see both sides of it.
I get this side that the person that's in a relationship that may be a little bit, either their profession or otherwise just wants, or people sometimes just don't want you to know their business, and that's fine. But I guess my issue more so is with the people that they invite, or people that are a part of their lives, feeling as though they're owed some kind of a unsaid loyalty towards this dream that one day possibly they could be together, when that was never in the cards, or if it was never offered. I think that, it's sometimes like, if you want to be that person that, I don't know. I guess my ultimate argument is I'm not friends with people that I'm attracted to. I'm just not. I think that it's problematic. But I mean, you can be friends with somebody that you're attracted to, or somebody that you find attractive. However, that idea that something is going to pop off when it is, like, if it happens, it happens, but it's the setup for me. That's the part that messes with me. It's like, do you want to be my friend because you want to be my friend, or do you want to be my friend because secretly you're pursuing something that isn't? And if that thing never comes to fruition, is that then going to change the way that you treat me, or the nature of our friendship, that kind of shit? I'm just not going to set myself up for that.
That just goes back to, people just need to be open and honest about what their intentions are. That's all. Like, more people need to be real. Like, if you meet somebody and you're like, you have that type of connection where, it's more of a friend, say that. Don't just, oh, you feel bad, you're just gonna see where it goes and this, that, and the third. Most people know right off the bat, like, I could probably fuck this person and we could be cool, or I could just, I just see a friend vibe. Like, people be knowing. I'm being honest. Be open and honest about what your intentions are, and stop leading people on. Like, I think that's wrong. Stop giving people hope. Because if you really don't like that person as far as being in a relationship, let them know off their bat. Don't just, we can see how this goes. Like, no.
Right.
Tell people.
That's true. And a lot of y'all in relationships need to be that much more honest with yourselves and your partner. Everybody, and I get it, the struggle is very real right now, and you got the homosexuals are they scattering like roaches at this point, and that's fine, but just be careful of the connections that you keep.
I'm
gonna leave it at that as we wrap up this week's episode of WRTR Real Talk Radio.
Indeed.
Miss Lyric, parting words for the fam.
If you go outside and you're outside, be safe outside. Okay? That goes for whatever situation you think that you might be in. If you outside to drink, be safe while you do that. Don't drink and drive. If you outside on some, late night, wrap it up. Because guess what? They got that flesh eating STD out here. That's eating away at your ball sacks and your vagina.
Wait, what the fuck are you talking about? No, what are you talking about?
We're gonna have to talk about that next week when I
flesh eating.
Yeah,
flesh eating nutsack bacteria. Oh
yeah.
nah.
Nah. Yeah.
Nah. Okay. Y'all, good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the roaches bite. And we'll holler at y'all next time. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
WRTR Real Talk Radio.
This week's episode featured work from TikTok creators Mercurial Lover, A Well-Made Woman, The Conscious Lee, Rachel Maddow, Critical Thinky, and Aaron Parnas, consistently using our platform to amplify your voices.